Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the collective and what your dreams are telling you. Collective, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. So I hope all of you are doing well. This is a series of readings that I'm doing based on the poll that I took on my community page of what kinds of readings you all would like to see, and the majority of you said dreams. So here we are. I'm using the Citadel Oracle deck for the overall energy and the tarot of mystical moments for this reading. I have already pre-shuffled for the overall energy, and you got the Scholar. It's a really beautiful deck. It's got this kind of rose gold foil to it. The Scholar, investigation and research. So this could also refer to you having dreams about being in school. And I've had dreams about that even fairly recently. Sometimes it's college, sometimes it's high school, but it's always the dream where I should have been in class the entire semester, and just for some reason I overlooked the fact that I had a class that somehow I consciously in my dream knew that I paid for, and I just didn't show up the entire semester, and it's a week before class ends and I have to somehow pass, right? And then I wake up and I'm like, wait, I'm an adult and I'm not in school anymore. But those can be recurring dreams about being in a classroom, being diligent or being unprepared. I mean, I look at this and it seems like a rather diligent situation here, that there's work that's been done. I do want to point out this kind of ruler, and I don't know what that is called, a protractor, triangle, protractor. It makes me think of Freemasonry. So you could be connected to the Freemasons. You could be a Freemason or have Freemasons in your family. You can see here the third eye, or the evil eye, for protection. This sense, the card itself makes me think of this exploration into the esoteric arts. But in terms of your dreams, it's you trying to kind of figure out what it is that you're supposed to learn. Maybe you find yourself in a classroom situation, but you have no idea what the class is about. That could be a situation you find yourself in the waking part of your day. And then in your dreams, it's exacerbating that feeling of being lost in the conversation. I was just in Spirit's giving me this image. I was just in a meeting this past week regarding, I'm not usually in these types of meetings because they don't really apply to my particular work situation, but I was training and I just wanted to learn more. It was voluntary training, and I sat through this entire meeting and I understood some of it, and some of it just went whoop, just like right over my head. And the collection of people asked me what I thought, and I always say what I mean, and I just said I'm very overwhelmed. There's a lot of data, and half of it I was trying to follow, but it was difficult because it was the first time I had ever seen data like that in that capacity. And so I just said I'm very overwhelmed, but I'm just trying to absorb and learn and see how everything fits into the greater whole. But I I mean, I sat in that meeting and I just felt like lost and not stupid, because I don't have training in this area, so how should I know? But I felt as though, ooh, this is definitely out of my wheelhouse. And so I feel as though there could be that sense for you that maybe you are really trying to burn the midnight oil, trying to figure something out, and it's bleeding into your dreams. I'm going to get 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier. It's just the message that you need to hear right now regarding the scholar. Regarding your dreams and the scholar. Just what guides, messages do you have for the collective, please? Look at that. It's really beautiful. I just have to show you this card in advance just because it's the Ace of Wands. There's a big book. So just wanted to show that to you. The first card, got 2 aces in this reading. First card I'm going to show you, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. There are 4 suits in the tarot. The Pentacles, the Wands, the Cups, and the Swords. Each of those suits corresponds to an element: earth, air, fire, water. And each suit goes from Ace to 10, Page, Knight, Queen, King. So when we look at the Ace of Pentacles, it starts the suit. It's the card that is full of potential, full of the possibilities of the entire suit ahead of it. Pentacles energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, is earthbound, material world, community, family, finances, job, situational things. Aces are from spirit. They're brought to you as an opportunity to grab onto it, to grab onto something new. It's like planting the seed and watching it grow into something beautiful. When the Ace cards are in the reverse, it tells me as a reader that you have not been in the position to fully receive something that wants to come towards you. You're in a holding pattern. Temperance, number 14 of the major arcana, Sagittarius energy. The major arcana starts the tarot. 78 cards in a typical deck. The major arcana are 0 to 21. It starts with the Fool and ends with the World, and at number 14, here's Temperance. It's a period of patience. It's a period of reflection, changing something from one state of being into another state. So once we could only sit and observe, to being in the state where we can soar and fly, take off, leave the confines. That's what Spirit just said, leave the confines. So this is kind of showing me that there is this process of waiting and healing, transmuting, and all of that has to be done first. It's done with a lot of poise as well, a lot of grace. I want to say words like that: grace and poise and integrity. The way that you're behaving about all of this situation that might be catching you off guard, you're doing it with a lot of maturity, realizing that you don't want to necessarily start anything new until you heal and finish out something that was lingering. Can I get a clarifier for that, please, Spirit? What is it that was lingering? Six of Swords. Swords, air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. To clarify these two cards, Six of Swords talks about moving out of a situation that could have been stressful. It is kind of also, in a way, it is also a kind of transmutation energy, moving from choppy waters to calm waters. So it's kind of like saying we were isolated on this little island, and then we've lifted up our anchor, and now we're floating away, kind of like this scenario. In order for you to accept the aces, the new beginnings, you're extricating yourself from something old. That could it doesn't have to mean a physical move. Spirit is saying it could be a mentality. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. You're moving out of an old way of thinking that used to trap you, that used to keep you in isolation and, forgive the word, but also in ignorance. Spirit gave that word, ignorance. Maybe, perhaps that's why you're trying to learn. And Spirit is trying to show you not just things in the material world, but also things in the unconscious realms. It's almost too, I see this book as something that should be by your bedside. And Spirit is saying, when you dream, write down everything that you can possibly remember when you wake up. I know that it's hard. That's sometimes one of the most frustrating things, is sometimes that we can't remember. We know that it was good or significant. We can't quite remember. So Spirit is saying, do your best. Because there's some downloads that are happening specifically about this movement out of a stagnant situation, right? Further clarified by the Hanged Man in reverse. The Hanged Man, major arcana, number 12, Virgo and Pisces energy. Talks about, in the upright, talks about needing a change of perspective, needing to put ourselves in the tree of knowledge, to kind of gather ourselves, gather our thoughts, look at things with fresh eyes, and really be not too emotional about things. Because when we're too close to something, we can get really emotional about it. Really, it can feel really personal. So the Hanged Man is when you just you step away. Spirit's giving me a very specific example. Have you ever liked somebody where they might not have been the best for you? Maybe this is just me, but I doubt it. But like, they might not have been the best for you, and they kind of know that. And so instead of reciprocating your affection, they're just like, we would not work out. And it can be really frustrating, because you're just like, but clearly we have chemistry, clearly we have a vibe, what's your problem? And then knowledge, time, maturity sets in, and you're like, whoa, dodged a bullet. They knew something that I didn't, but I can see now with perspective that would not have been a good move, that would not have been a good partner, etc., right? When the card is in reverse, it's kind of telling me that, like, you've had that level of awakening about a particular subject, perhaps the one that you're moving away from, and we're coming out of the tree of knowledge now, having learned what we needed to learn. And now, feeling as though we can use that knowledge and pick up an Ace of Wands. So Ace of Pentacles, difficult to pick up at the moment because of, it might not just be the right timing. But what we can do is we can brainstorm, plan, imagine, be creative. That's the Ace of Wands. This is the difference between having the ideas in place and fully formed and the momentum and excitement and heart-centered energy behind it, and then waiting for the right opportunity, which has not yet come. Could be finances. So let's say you have this great idea for a business. You wrote your business plan. You have all the backers, but you just don't have the money yet, or the money that you need. Maybe you have some money, but not as much as you need, so you're waiting. You can't quite sign on the dotted line until you have your ducks in a row. I'm going to ask Spirit what it is that we've learned in the Hanged Man position. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. That just shot right out of the deck. 5 of Pentacles talks about isolation, abandonment, being left out in the cold, feeling very vulnerable. See how it's like her dress turns into, like, you can just an empty cage, or not an empty cage, but a transparent cage. And you can see this wilting flower inside, like this, just all of our perceived weakness and sadness and lack of bloom is there for everybody to see. But when the card is in the reverse, lifting out of that energy of feeling sorry for ourselves, feeling a sense of lack, right? When we take that narrative away, then we can make space for a new narrative. I am abundant. I am blessed. I am grateful. Life is not perfect, but I'm doing my best to learn and grow. And now, to end the reading, 2 of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. So, this is when I would say the expression, what is meant for you will never pass you by. Because while the Ace of Pentacles from Spirit may be on hold, the Knight of Pentacles, the pentacle that's circulating in the real world, right? Not just in the spiritual, but in the physical, is approaching you. It's very interesting too how they're both kind of facing the same, the way that I'm holding them, or it wouldn't matter, but they're facing in the same direction. Though this one can't see it yet, right? Can't see the Knight coming with an offer, an authentic offer. Here we are, we're dreaming. We have the whole world in our hands. We're dreaming of something, the possibilities of something. 2 of Wands is about being at that fork in the road and trying to decide, make a decision on something. Something beautiful is coming in, though. What's coming in? What's coming in, Spirit? Interesting. 10 of Swords and the Lovers in reverse. Some of you could be going through your dark night of the soul, learning about your spiritual gifts. A lot of my spiritual gifts happened in the waking theta wave state, where we're like half awake, half asleep. And I started to astral project. When I tell you, the first time I truly astral projected, like off planet, it changed my entire life. because I'm not afraid of death anymore. I mean, not to say I'm not afraid of death, but like I'm afraid of a horrible death. But the concept of what happens after we die, because I literally saw something so miraculous when I was astral projecting. I was like, man, this is just the tip of the iceberg of what our energy and our souls can be in this universe. It's exciting. But what is coming towards you is an end to this aggravation or this heaviness or this I feel like this was a attitude that you used to have that was rather defeatist. I feel like whoever I'm talking to is really majorly stepping out of an old narrative. Maybe it was an old narrative given to you by somebody in your past, an ex-lover, an ex-partner. The Lover's card in reverse. Major Arcana, Gemini energy, number 6. I feel as though somebody put something in your brain that made you doubt yourself. And it's coming to a close now. Anytime we get the 10s in the upright, it eventually goes back to the ace. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, upcoming on the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is epiphany, clarity, and breakthrough. You're on the precipice of a breakthrough. You're so close, right? And I think that's what's coming in. This gesture, this message, this offering that's going to allow you to see clearly. And I hear the emergency response vehicles, right? Spirit is saying this is an important message. Like really, really listen to it. So that's your reading, collective. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you.